Hi students, in today's section we are discussing about expansion of liquids. Okay, liquids and solids. There is a lot of difference between those two expansions because solids have a definite shape but liquids do not have any shape. If suppose if you take two different containers and pour some water, then water occupies the shape of the vessel. Right now, liquids do not have any particular shape. They always occupies the shape of the vessel. That's why liquids have definite volume only. They didn't have any length and area. So, the first variation of expansion of liquid with solid is liquids do not have linear and aerial expansions. There is no significance for linear and aerial expansions. Liquids have only volume expansion. Okay, so liquids have only volume expansion. Okay, next, the second important thing is liquid expand at different rates. Liquid expand at different rates at different ranges of temperature. Okay, what is that mean? If suppose if you heated this vessel from 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius, expansion of liquid is there now. Okay, but that expansion is different from 40 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius and is also different from 80 degrees Celsius to 90 degrees Celsius. Just observe, here the temperature difference is same, but expansion of liquid is different. Understand? So if the more temperature here 80 degrees 90 degrees Celsius, expansion of liquid is more compared with 20 to 30. This will be not observed in the solids. Okay, in solids, expansion is uniform at any temperature difference. But liquids, they expand at different rates at different ranges of temperature. Understand? And the third important thing is liquid cannot be heated directly. You must be taken the liquid in a container. So if you heat it, container is also expands along with the liquid. That's why liquids have two types of expansions. Understand? The first one is apparent expansion. And second one, real expansion. Okay, what is apparent expansion? Apparent expansion of liquid is nothing but expansion of liquid relative to container. What is apparent expansion? Apparent word is nothing but observed value. Okay, so that apparent expansion is nothing but expansion of liquid relative to the container. Okay, what is real expansion? Real expansion is nothing but actual expansion of liquid. it is independent on expansion of container. Understand now? So for suppose if you take certain milk in a vessel heated, generally we are see only expansion of milk. We didn't see how much expansion of vessel is there. So what we observe, that is called as apparent expansion. If you consider the vessel expansion, then it is called as apparent expansion. Only actual expansion of liquid you consider, then it is called as real expansion. Understand? So this is about the expansions of liquid. Okay. Now let us consider a vessel filled with some liquid. The volume of liquid is V1 at T1 degree Celsius. Okay, let us imagine the volume of liquid is V1 at T1 degree Celsius. Now temperature rises up to T2 degree Celsius. Then liquid is expand now. So let the apparent increase in volume will be V2. Now what is the volume of liquid? Is V2 now. Now just write what is apparent increase in liquid. Increase in liquid. Initially volume is V1. Now the volume of liquid is V2 now. What is the increase in the volume of liquid? That is nothing but V2 minus V1 now. Okay. In solids we learn the increase in volume is directly proportional to the initial volume and also directly proportional to the rise in temperature. Okay. So if you combine these two, then we got V2 minus V1 is proportional to V1 into T2 minus T1. Like solids, here also the increase in volume directly proportional to the original volume of liquid and rise in temperature. Understand now? Now, V2 minus V1 is equal to, we may put some constant or coefficient called gamma A into V1 into T2 minus T1. Here gamma A is called as a proportionality constant. It is named as coefficient of apparent expansion of liquid. What is gamma A? Gamma A is nothing but a coefficient of coefficient of apparent expansion of the liquid. It is just a proportionality constant. Understand? So from this, can you write the formula for gamma A? So what is gamma A formula now? Gamma A is equal to, these two will be taken this side, V2 minus V1 by V1 into T2 minus T1. Okay. These two will be taken this side and you got the formula now, V2 minus V1 by V1 into T2 minus T1. What are units for it? V2 minus V1 nothing but increase in volume by original volume. Cancel now. So units are per degree Celsius or per Kelvin. Okay. So here what is V2 minus V1? V2 minus V1 represents apparent increase in volume. V1 original volume of liquid. T2 minus T1 rise in temperature now. So we may define gamma A now. Gamma A is defined as ratio of apparent increase in volume of liquid per unit rise in temperature to original volume of liquid. Again, gamma is defined as ratio of apparent increase in volume of liquid per unit rise in temperature to its original volume of liquid. Understand? So this is about gamma A. And here gamma A depends on nature of liquid and nature of container. This is the most important one. Okay, gamma A apparent na. So apparent coefficient of apparent expansion depends on nature of liquid as well as nature of the container. Understand? And its value is changes with unit of temperature. Understand? So this is about the gamma A. Gamma A is called as coefficient of apparent expansion of the liquid. Clear? Note it down. Now, the volume of liquid is V1 at T1 degree Celsius, and at T2 degree Celsius, the volume of liquid now is taken as V2 dash. Okay, so the real increase in volume of liquid is increase in volume V2 dash minus V1 na. Okay, so here the V2 dash minus V1 directly proportional to the original volume of liquid and also proportional to the rise in temperature. So here temperature is T2, here temperature is T1, so T2 minus T1. If you combine written as, then V2 dash minus V1 directly proportional to V1 into T2 minus T1 na. So V2 dash minus V1 is equal to some constant of proportionality. Here it is named as gamma R into V1 into T2 minus T1. Okay, here gamma R is called as coefficient of real expansion of liquid. What is gamma R? Gamma R is called as coefficient of real expansion of liquid. So what is the formula for gamma R? Gamma R is equal to, these two will be taken this side, V2 dash minus V1 by V1 into T2 minus T1. Okay, units are per degree Celsius or per Kelvin. Can you define gamma R? V2 dash minus V1. V2 dash minus V1 is nothing but real increase in volume of liquid now. So it is defined as real increase in volume of liquid per unit rise in temperature to its original volume of the liquid. Okay, coefficient of real expansion of liquid is defined as ratio of real increase in volume of liquid per unit rise in temperature to its initial volume of liquid. Understand? So according to formula wise, gamma R and gamma A both are same, but the important thing is gamma R depends only on nature of liquid. Depends on nature of liquid and is independent on nature of vessel. Okay, so if you take certain milk in copper vessel and in steel vessel. Okay, then gamma A depends on nature of the vessel. That's why gamma A changes for both of them. But gamma R depends only on the liquid now. What we take? Milk on both vessels. That's why gamma R is same. But gamma A is different. Understand? Next, gamma R varies with unit of temperature. Understand? So, formula wise gamma or gamma V are same, but the major difference is gamma A depends on nature of liquid and nature of container. Gamma R depends only on the nature of liquid. It is independent on nature of vessel. That is the major difference. Understand? Please note it down. Now, in expansion of liquids, the most important thing and maximum number of questions came from this portion. Relation between gamma R, gamma A and gamma J. We know gamma R, coefficient of real expansion of liquid, gamma A, coefficient of apparent expansion of liquid, or what about gamma J? Gamma G is nothing but cubical expansion of glass. Cubical expansion of glass. Generally, vessels are made with the glass. That's why I am considering only glass. Okay, if the vessel is made of with other than glass, they give the value of that one. Is it clear? So, we would like to know about what is the relation between these three. So, to get the relation, we are considering a vessel and there is a mark up to part P now. Up to that, you may fill it with liquid. Okay, the volume of liquid is V at T1 degree Celsius. Okay, here A is the area of cross section of this neck. Okay, now on rising temperature, we assumed that A is doesn't changes. Clear? Now heated this vessel. If you heated this vessel, what happens? Initially, vessel expands now. Whenever the vessel is expands, the level of liquid now falls now. Okay, because only vessel expansion I considered, then the level of liquid is falls down to Q. So what is PQ represents? PQ indicates expansion of vessel. Okay, now after that, after some time, liquid also expands. We know the expansion of liquid is much greater than the expansion of solid. That's why now the liquid will be rises to this level. It is called R. Understand? So after some time, liquid also starts beginning expansion. That's why liquid now rises to the level R. Clear now? So what we observe? We observe generally from P to R only. What we observe that is called apparent expansion. Na? So PR represents expansion of, apparent expansion of liquid. Okay, but actually liquid will be expand from Q to R na. So QR represents real or actual expansion of liquid. Real or actual expansion of liquid. See the from figure? From figure, can you write? QR is equal to PQ plus PR. QR is equal to PQ plus PR. Na? So this value now multiplied with a and divide with v into t2 minus t1. This should also do like that. PQ multiplied with A and divide with V into T2 minus T1 plus PR also multiplied with A divided with V into T2 minus T1. Why we do like this? Because we want volume expansions now. If you want volume, then see here QR is nothing but length na, length into area, so it is indicates the increase in volume by original volume per unit rise in temperature. PQ is the increase in the volume multiplied with the area of cross section, so total value indicates the increase in volume by original volume into rise in temperature. Here also increase in volume by original volume into rise in temperature. So QR nothing but real, that's why this expansion is called as gamma R. This is PQ. PQ is expansion of vessel, that's why gamma G plus PR. PR is nothing but apparent expansion, so gamma A. So what is the relation between gamma R, gamma A and gamma G? Gamma R is equal to gamma A plus gamma G. So that is the final conclusion. Gamma R is equal to gamma A plus gamma G. If they given linear expansion of vessel, then gamma R is equal to gamma A plus what they given coefficient of linear expansion, means alpha given. We know the relation between gamma and alpha. Gamma is equal to 3 alpha now. That's why we may write this formula. So if they given coefficient of volume expansion of vessel, use this formula. If they given coefficient of linear expansion of vessel, then use this formula. So gamma R is equal to gamma A plus gamma G, or gamma R is equal to gamma A plus 3 alpha G. Understand? Please observe one more time. Here I consider a vessel, long necked vessel of area of cross section A, filled with liquid up to the volume V at T1 degree Celsius. Now temperature rises up to T2 degree Celsius. Only expansion of vessel you consider, level of liquid will be falls down. So the PQ indicates expansion of vessel. Liquid also expands, then it will be reaches up to R. Then PR indicates apparent expansion and QR indicates real expansion of liquid. From figure, QR is equal to PQ plus PR. In order to get the formula, just I multiplied with area and divided with volume of liquid and rise in temperature, we can get the relation. Clear? Please note it down. Okay. Sometimes the question asking what happens to the level of liquid, whether it rises or falls. Okay. For that we are always observing. That's why from this formula we may write gamma E. What is the formula for gamma A here? Gamma G will be taken this side. Then gamma R minus gamma G. So depending on the values of gamma R and gamma G, we can set the level of liquid whether rises or falls. Okay, let us see. For that I would like to write level of liquid. Okay, and I would like to observe apparent increase in volume based on the values of gamma R and gamma G. Okay, so first of all, if suppose gamma R is greater than gamma G, real expansion of liquid is more than the cubical expansion of glass. No doubt this value is positive now. So gamma A value is positive and gamma A value positive. Gamma sorry, delta apparent means the rise in apparent increase in volume is also positive na. If it is positive, level of liquid is rises. Are you understand? Real expansion is more than the cubical expansion of glass. Gamma A is positive. Gamma A means apparent increase in volume is positive. Apparent increase in volume positive means numerator positive. No doubt level of liquid is rises. So like this. Clear? Second case. If gamma R less than gamma G. So cubical expansion more indicates gamma A less than 0 na? Then this value becomes negative or not. Okay? There is fall in volume of the apparent volume of the liquid. So whenever fall is there, level of liquid now falls. Okay, the third one, it is the most important thing. If gamma R is equal to gamma G, if gamma R is equal to gamma G, then gamma A becomes 0. Gamma A becomes 0 means numerator again becomes 0 na. So delta V apparent is 0. So neither rise nor fall in liquid. Okay, so liquid level does not changes. Even you increase the temperature, since the real expansion is equal to the apparent, real expansion is equal to the cubical expansion of vessel, no rise or fall in the level. Or understand? So this case is very important. Okay, if suppose gamma G is equal to 0, if gamma G 0, gamma A is equal to gamma R, nothing but this value is positive. So liquid level is rises, and gamma G value is negative, then gamma A, if it is negative, negative of negative positive na, greater than gamma R. If gamma A greater than gamma R, again level of liquid is rises. Okay, here apparent expansion is more than the real increase in volume. Apparent increase in volume is more than real increase in volume. Okay, after this, what is the most important thing? The third point. If gamma R is equal to gamma G, then what happens? Coefficient of apparent expansion is 0. Level of liquid neither rises nor falls, means no variation. Or understand? Thank you.